19988. That's right, Statesville Chevy, Mooresville Chevy. Come see us today. Pick the color, drive it home. You got it. King of price, king of deals. Randy Marion Chevrolet of Statesville, Randy Marion Mooresville.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning and welcome to Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, bringing you all the news and happenings. And please welcome our guest co-hosts in the house, Sean Owens, Deputy Director of Experience and Engagement.
What's up? Good morning.
And Amy Sherrill, Arts and Events Supervisor.
Good morning.
Thank y'all for joining us.
Hey, great
Sure.
I always love the company. You guys keep it, you know, nice and
Keep
light
it
and
moving.
lively. Yeah. You guys keep me on track.
Yeah.
Right.
So I stay on task at hand. And we also have a special guest in the studio that we are going to talk with today, Mr. Nicolas, and then pronounce your last name for me.
Hogrefe.
Hogrefe. That's a great last name. Nicolas Hogrefe, owner of Stardust Cellars. Yeah, super excited to talk with you. A new business coming to Main Street. We're going to talk all about that. You're also going to be participating in our Classic Christmas in Mooresville event.
Yes.
So super fun things there. But before we do, we like to keep our listeners informed with In the News. All right. So a couple stories that I wanted to share today. The first one is exciting because it's about one of our favorite news, meteorologist, Larry Sprinkle.
Oh, Larry.
Larry.
Yes. We
Yes.
love Larry Sprinkle.
Larry is like, I feel like he has special ties to Mooresville, right? Like he does a lot of Mooresville events, hosts a lot of our nonprofit, charity events. But yeah, we love Larry. Well, Larry has written a children's book.
Oh, no way.
Yes, and it is the most adorable concept. So it's about Larry, the little cloud.
Okay.
So,
Makes sense.
not too far off there from
Right.
what he does. So Larry the Little Cloud is the main character in his new children's book. And he loves to roam from city to country as he people watches, from his spacious little home in the sky.
Oh.
And although he likes being fluffy and this cotton ball cloud, he sometimes feels a little envious of his storm cloud friends because, with their booming thunder and their flashing lightning until he witnesses the big impact that storms can have. So it's a story about, negative consequences, and it's about building confidence. So I love that he's written this story that can kind of help kids with some of those emotions that they feel. So the story, Larry the Cloud, the book, can be ordered on Amazon, barnesandnoble.com, warrenpublishing.net, bookshop.org, or wherever, books are sold. So you got to check it out.
All
That's really
right.
cool.
Good job, Larry.
Yeah.
He
I'll
just
definitely
does it
be
all,
getting it.
doesn't he?
I know. He's a man of many talents.
What's the name of the cloud? Is he
Larry.
Larry?
Larry the Cloud.
Larry.
Okay, well,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
all right, he went with it. Yeah.
He put himself in the book, okay? All right, Larry.
All right, Larry.
We got you. No,
Not
it's awesome.
Sprinkle, Larry.
That's cool.
That's right. And I mean, what a great last name
Yeah,
that he has
I know.
anyway.
Yeah.
Which is like
To be a
actually his
meteorologist.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just written in the
He's
stars
well
for
known
him,
around
yeah.
here. Everyone knows Larry.
Yeah. Yeah. So congrats, Larry. We're definitely going to be picking up your book. And then I just want to remind everyone again, there is a huge consignment sale that is coming up at the Charles Mack Citizen Center. It is January 28th to February 1st. It is Sale Again Consignment, and they host these about 3 times a year at the Charles Mack. It is a huge undertaking. Sean was talking. It was like your
Huge
second
is
week.
an understatement. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be there.
Right.
Yeah. You have to see it to believe it.
Like
for
it's
sure.
so big, we have to get the fire marshal to come, make sure we're in compliance.
Right. Every
That's how big
square
it is.
inch of the Charles Mack.
Yes, is
occupied.
used.
With some great stuff.
Yeah.
And
A
good
lot of great
deals.
things.
A lot of
Great
good deals.
deals,
A
perfect
lot of stuff
time
that's
to go
brand
shopping.
new.
Yeah.
Brand new stuff.
Yeah, I always spend too much money on the kids whenever I go.
Yeah.
I mean, I load up, but it's really like new items that you can get, and it's children's clothes and toys and books, and then there's also maternity items.
There's a little bit of home goods too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just, mainly kids, but
Yeah.
definitely some home goods in there.
Yeah, I saw some decor and kitchenware and
Yep.
things like that. So it really is a great place to find some low cost items. And even if you don't want to shop, if you want to be on the other end and consign items, it
Save
is
a
a
little extra
super
money.
super easy process. I know that with Christmas coming up, we're going to be taking in probably a lot more stuff as we shop for our kiddos. So, if you want to get rid of some of that stuff and make more room for the new
new stuff,
items coming in, You can be a consignor, and they are actually you can register now. It's $15 to be a seller or a consignor, and that process will be open until January 25th. So don't worry, don't rush to get that done before Christmas. You can kind of hang on to those items and see what you don't want, and sign up to be a consignor by January 25th.
Yeah.
So yeah, great way to kind of get rid of some of that. And then also want to remind everyone that candidate filing opened up for the next election for the Iredell County for the county election. So it is, let's see, if you want to run for the Iredell County Board of Commissioners, it's $158.90. They're also doing the Iredell Statesville Schools Board of Elections. 4 seats are up for election on the school board. The District 1 seat, which is currently held by Brian Sloan. The District 3 seat, that's currently held by Cindy Haynes. District 5, Michael Kubinek. And then District 7, which is Anita Kern. So all of those seats are up. And the filing fee for the school board elections are $48. So check it out, if you're interested in serving. There's also a couple others, like elections, so you can check that out. Clerk of Superior Court, several positions. So look into that.
Yeah.
And at minimum, go out and vote.
Yes.
I think the election's in March for that. So definitely want to, let your voice be heard. And then another story that I was looking at was very, very important that I think we share the positive. So as we know, in Mooresville, Wilson Road has been closed.
Oh,
West Wilson.
West Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And we did, as a town, this is a state maintained road.
Yeah.
So we don't get a lot of heads up on that. Like, NCDOT says, hey, we're doing some construction on this road.
Yep.
We get like maybe 24 hours to put it out there. Like, it's happening. So, and I think, I think sometimes, especially from a resident standpoint, you don't always know which are town maintained roads and which are state maintained roads. But I will say, I got to give NCDOT some props, because that construction is done.
Yes.
wow.
And the road is reopened.
That was quick.
That's ahead of schedule.
Right.
Way ahead.
Yeah, way
It said
ahead.
6 months. I think
Yeah.
it's only been a couple.
Yeah. Like maybe 3 months. But
Mhm.
yeah, it was supposed to be a 6-month plan and did not take that long.
Yes.
So I think we got to give props, right, where they're
I think
due.
so.
Absolutely.
I mean, every little thing counts, especially
Yeah.
when we're used to all this construction and road traffic. It's a good thing.
Yeah. So
They were reporting this time.
West Wilson is open, y'all.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
So let's hope that, let's just put it out there in the universe that the rest of the road projects
Oh,
goes
man.
quickly, right?
Smoothly.
Maybe
Hopefully.
150.
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
hope those end ahead
Yeah.
of schedule
Yeah.
as well. And then lastly, I feel like we have to talk about our Elvis show on Friday.
Yes.
yeah.
How fun
Elvis
was
was in
that?
the
It was
house.
really good.
Yeah.
Stephen Friedman did an awesome job.
Yes. Now,
That
Sean,
wa-
that was your first.
That was Stephen Freeman or Elvis?
Well, I mean,
So you don't
yes.
even know.
I don't even know.
You don't even
It's
know.
hard to
I
tell.
swore it was
Hard to
Elvis.
tell.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That was your first indoor show experience with us, right?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
packed house. I mean, people were out early. They came early,
Oh, yeah.
enjoyed just hanging out, and Elvis came out and just blew them away. I mean,
Entered
they
the
were
building.
thrilled. They were dancing away. He
Throwing
was
out
coming off
teddy
the
bears.
stage. He was
Yeah.
dancing with the crowd.
Yeah.
So it was a great time.
I
The
love
women
it.
were yelling and shouting.
Yeah. Well, just remember, that is just the first kickoff to
Yes.
our Town Stage Entertainment Series. You can find tickets and more information on mooresvilleevents.com. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with I Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News.
You're listening to I Heart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
What's a layer up kind of day, even though we got some sunshine back. Breezy and cold, temperatures struggle to make it out of the 30s for the afternoon. Dropping back to around freezing overnight around the lake, but we do get warmer tomorrow. For Wednesday, we should bounce up into the low 50s for Wednesday and Thursday, and then we start to cool it back off as we get into the weekend. Mainly dry and calm for a while. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Embrace the magic of the season with a classic Christmas in downtown Mooresville on Friday. Live entertainment, shopping, ice skating, wagon and train rides, carolers, and more begin at 4:30 p.m. Food, beverages, and sweet treats will also be available. Visit MooresvilleEvents.com for more information on a classic Christmas in downtown. Bin 110 in Cornelius presents live music with Townley Road on Friday night and Classically Rockin' on Saturday. Click on bin110.com to see their live music lineup, their specialty cocktails and whiskeys, and the food menu. The drive-through holiday balloon glow is Saturday at the Statesville Soccer Complex. From 5 to 6 p.m., visitors will enjoy a magical evening as hot air balloons light up the night sky. Admission is non-perishable food or personal hygiene donations for Iredell Christian Ministries. Visit statesvillenc.com for more details. The Statesville Christmas Parade is Sunday at 3 p.m. The parade route is on Center Street, beginning at Bell Street and ending at Statesville High School. Parade proceeds go to the Masonic Home for Children at Oxford and the Whitestone Retirement Community. Click on parade.statesvillenc.com for more information. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now and runs through January 4th. The drive-through holiday light show features more than 5 million lights circling the iconic oval, pit road, and infield road course. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets and information on Speedway Christmas. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Hi, this is Bob McIntosh with the McIntosh Law Firm in Davidson. Since 1997, we have been committed to providing our clients with competent, caring, and experienced legal services. Learn more at McIntoshLawFirm.com.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back to Heart Mooresville on WSIC News. We are talking to our special guest today, Mr. Nicolas Hogrefe, owner of Stardust Cellars, a new business that is joining us on Main Street. First of all, how exciting. So excited that you're going to be participating and people will kind of get a first glimpse, right, at Classic Christmas.
Absolutely excited to be there.
Yeah, so I guess let's kind of start out giving us a little bit of your background, because I think you have a very interesting background. I'm a little envious, actually, because I feel like it was kind of a missed career path for me. So tell us about your background.
Yeah, so I come from the science world. So my undergrad was a biochemistry degree from the University of California, studied at Santa Barbara. I went from there to actually work for various biotechnology and pharmaceutical companies up and down the coast on the West Coast. And then I got this really amazing offer from Washington State University to solve a problem with their natural wines in the Pacific Northwest. They had a bunch of wine that started tasting like dirt. They couldn't figure it out.
Wow.
And so I got a full ride to grad school to study food science in the food science department with a focus on wine microbiology. And actually discovered a new species of bacteria that were fermenting wine, and I got to name them, and I got to do a lot of new character assays, and wrote some publications in the field on that.
Oh, okay.
That's amazing.
Okay, let's unpack this for a second. Hold on. So you got, first of all, you discovered a new bacteria, and you got to name it.
3 of them. Yeah.
What did you name it?
Unfortunately, at the time, it was simple. It was just NH.
Really?
1, 2, and 3. It wasn't genetically different enough from existing species to yet be considered a new species. So I didn't give it like a new fanciful name,
like SpongeBob bacteria.
But I did prove that these species of bacteria had evolved new characteristics that were not described in literature. So I was able to prove that soil-borne bacteria actually could survive in wine. So I kind of wrote kind of a new chapter in microbiology with wine, which is Pentabacillus polymixa and Bacillus species were able to actually be isolated and grow in acidic environments and alcohol-rich environments. So I had soil bacteria growing at 10 to 15% alcohol, which is crazy, and no one had ever discovered soil bacteria being in wine before in that capacity. So that kind of got me started. Then I discovered a new way of preventing Brettanomyces growth in wine using egg whites and dialysis bags, which is kind of wild. So I wrote a paper and a thesis on that as well. before I was done with grad school. It was a
Wow.
blast. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. I feel like I'm an underachiever.
Yeah.
Me too.
I don't even know where to go from there.
I don't feel good about my life right now, my choices. No, that's pretty amazing. So kind of make that connection of how did you go from that to Stardust Cellars?
Yeah. So, with that background, I wanted to get more into agriculture. I learned a lot about winemaking from that school, and the science behind wine and all that. So I wanted to do my own thing, and I realized I was a pretty decent winemaker and had a lot of fun with it. As much as I love the science, I also love the business aspect too. And I got pulled into North Carolina. I actually got a job working for RJ Reynolds. So I was one of their fermentation scientists in charge of their fermentation programs. So I learned how to ferment tobacco and create things like dip and snus and the next gen of tobacco products. So I actually have a dozen patents in that space. And I worked on a lot of new methods, and I discovered new ways of preventing carcinogens from being formed in tobacco.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
Now, I have a picture in my head of, you kind of playing around with wine. So, is this something that happened in your garage? Are you, in your backyard? What does that look like?
My garage, my basement, outside.
Okay.
I've made wine in all sorts of weird ways. My mom, growing up, used to laugh at all the scobies, the kombucha scobies on her countertops. They look like brains,
Wow. So your winery is known for its focus on mead and kind of that old world fermentation tradition. So what makes Stardust Cellars different from a typical winery?
Yeah, well, so Stardust is a biodynamic winery. So we actually use natural elements, a lot of natural methodologies. We don't spray. We use a lot of just ancient processes. So we stir by hand. We use the natural indigenous yeasts that live in honey or on grapes to ferment our products. Instead of pitching, genetically engineered strains of yeast or what have you, this is just what's natural in our environment.
I read something about goats. Are goats a part of this process?
Sheep. We use
sheep.
Southdown baby doll sheep, and they're magnificent little creatures. They wander the grounds, they eat the grass, and they poop out the magical fertilizer that makes our grapes grow. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we actually bury horns underground with poop in it, and this is kind of crazy, but it's meant to actually get the bacteria to congregate and grow and actually get into the horn, and then you spray this manure that's been enriched across your vineyard. And it actually adds fertilizer, a natural element. A lot of people don't think about it, but the microbiome of your soil actually helps to potentiate and really build on the natural nutrients that are there. And it fixes nutrients and makes it more readily available for plants.
And where does this happen? Do you have a farm or?
Yeah, North Wilkesboro.
Okay.
Yeah, not too far, just north of here.
Not far.
Nice.
An hour.
Yeah.
Okay, that is awesome. I have to try this wine first of all.
Me too.
I think we should have probably had some today.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I know.
Could have gone on the road and go to your location.
Yeah.
So obviously you the Stardust Cellars leans kind of heavily into myth, heritage, ancient brewing techniques. What inspired that direction?
Mead is a historical beverage. It's some people have argued that it's 700,000 years old potentially. It's something we've always enjoyed as humans, potentially before we were humans. It's up for debate. But that mead has been made for 700,000 years using natural wild fermentation, and humans loved it. It's been part of our culture. The ancient Egyptians, the Romans, the Greeks, the pagans, the Celts, the Norse tribes. Everyone has their own mead culture all around the world. It's something that brings us all together. And so I wanted to bring that history to light and showcase that mead is something that is ancient. It's part of our genetics. I mean, we evolved with mead, with bees and all of this. And I wanted to showcase that and show that these flavors, these ancient, really complex, nuanced flavors of a wild fermentation can really be a quality product. Yeah. And I've proven that. This last year, I got a gold medal for the best bubbly mead in the world at the Mazer Cup. I won the category for best fruit wine and best dessert wine in the Southeast Mid-Atlantic competition, which is held at the the Carolina Classic Fair every year. And so so our mead was voted best fruit wine. I mean, that puts things in perspective. Clearly, mead is doing something. We just won the award for best mead in North Carolina from NC Wine. And this is all being done with natural wild fermentation. So there's got to be something to it. There's a complexity, there's a nuance, there's a certain character, almost like a Belgian wild ale. That's a lot more nuanced, a lot more interesting, and kind of something you want to sip and savor and experience. Like these older, more classic brews might be, these beers. So that's what we're going for.
Okay. Now, for people that maybe haven't tried it before, do you feel like what can people expect from that? Does it taste different than your typical wine?
Yeah. So wines fermented naturally, they evolve a lot more like this funk and this richness, almost like eating like a fancy cheese, where it's got this huge bouquet of aromatics and flavor and nuance. Additionally, the wild fermentation has probiotics. So honey naturally has lactobacillus, for example, and lactobacillus is one of the most healthy, probiotics we know of. You eat it, in a lot of probiotic pills and supplements. Well, it happens naturally in honey. The cool thing about lactobacillus is it actually is producing lactic acid, a small amount of acetic potentially, other various organic acids, and these create a lot more this kind of deep complexity. It adds a mouthfeel to it. If you've ever had wine that has not enough acid, it kind of tastes flabby and not kind of, it tastes maybe sweet and bitter, but not really, it doesn't really pull through. And the acid pulls all these flavors through in a way. And I think mead has always suffered from that because mead doesn't have natural acids. It doesn't have, fruit that's producing these acids. So honey is not it is acidic, but not enough of a huge buffering capacity that you get from the acids in fruit. And so by using wild fermentation and the lactobacillus, it actually produces this strong acid backbone that just pulls the flavor through, and I think really lands us this award-winning mead. And I've actually noticed some of our competitors adding lactobacillus to their mead. And one of the gold medal winners from years ago was St. Ambrose, and they actually did a lactobacillus fermented mead intentionally. And I thought that was funny because that's what I'm doing with all of my meads.
Yes,
all of my meads are
right.
fantastic because of the natural lactobacillus, but that's just one of thousands of species that produce this very complex brew.
Wow.
So you can feel healthy when you're drinking these. And that's a new thing.
There's like healthy wine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mead is a great healthy alternative for alcohol. Absolutely.
Wow. That's dangerous now.
Mhm.
Like really
You
starting
feel
to-
good about it.
Yeah, it's healthy
Yes.
wine. Now, I want to kind of talk about the actual kind of storefront, the brick and mortar. So what can people expect there? Is it, are tastings available? Are they're able to purchase the wine, of course? What does that look like?
Yeah, so it's going to be very incredible, actually. We've got, so for one, we have a beautiful bar with a beautiful granite marble countertop. It's going to be a real focus. And the reason for that is our meads, one of the kinds of meads that we do is called a session mead. It's light, it's bubbly, drinks just like a cider or a beer, but better. And I'll prove it to you when we open. You have to come out. But so these are amazing draft style meads. So you can put them on tap just like a beer. They go on carbon dioxide system. So literally you can plug and play, take your Bud Light off and replace it with a mead. It's a good decision, I promise you. So you'll come to our establishment and you'll have 12 different taps, each with different session meads that we produce. We have a couple ciders that we make. We might even have a wine on tap that's made out of muscadine, a little Paquette wine. So it's kind of a mix of our light and bubbly, really refreshing meads. Additionally, we do have some strong meads. So we'll have like a bourbon barrel aged mead. We're working on a rum barrel aged mead right now. And like some stronger things too. We'll have one mead that's 16% alcohol. You can take a 5-ounce shot of on the menu.
Wow.
It'll be called Odin's Reserve.
Yeah, very cool.
So that'll be the bar. And then we also are going to have a bodega, honey, like local honeys you can sample and taste. A lot of international wines that also follow minimal intervention practices that kind of align with our business philosophy. And then we'll have a DIY charcuterie station where you can come buy whatever types of charcuterie, put it all together yourself, and just makes it easy. So it's a very, diverse kind of group of things we'll have offering.
Nice.
That's
Well, this
amazing.
all sounds amazing. I'm so glad you came today because we're learning so much. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk to Nicolas some more. I Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News.
You're listening to I Heart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
What's a layer up kind of day, even though we got some sunshine back. Breezy and cold temperatures struggle to make it out of the 30s for the afternoon. Dropping back to around freezing overnight around the lake, but we do get warmer tomorrow. For Wednesday, we should bounce up into the low 50s for Wednesday and Thursday, and then we start to cool it back off as we get into the weekend. Mainly dry and calm for a while. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Harrison's knows the work doesn't stop just because the temperatures drop. Load up on the warmest workwear and toughest work boots from Ariat, Carhartt, Brunt, and more. Harrison's will keep you working warm all winter long. Come see us in Mooresville or harrisonsusa.com.
Jay White here from Centralina Realty. We're right in the center of North Carolina, and we put you at the center of everything we do. If you're selling a home, buying a home, or adding doors to your rental portfolio, put the team at Centralina Realty to work for you. Go to centralinarealty.com and let's get started.
Inspire your team and gallop to greatness. Our horses at Willow Equine are outstanding at working with people on leadership and team building skills, perfect for corporate retreats. Visit willowequine.com as you gallop to greatness.
Men over 45, do you have a frequent, urgent need to urinate or a weak flow? Do you suffer from an enlarged prostate or BPH? Want to learn about alternatives to BPH medication and major surgery? How? Talk to a doctor about the UroLift system. The UroLift system is the #1 chosen minimally invasive BPH procedure in the U.S. It uses a proven approach to treating enlarged prostate symptoms that lifts and holds the enlarged prostate tissue out of the way, so it no longer blocks the urethra. No heating, cutting, removal, or destruction of prostate tissue is required. Find rapid symptom relief while preserving sexual function. Call 1-800-858-7070. 1-800-858-7070. That's 1-800-858-7070. Most common side effects are temporary and can include discomfort while urinating, urgency, inability to control the urge, pelvic pain, and some blood in the urine. Rare side effects, including bleeding and infection, may lead to a serious outcome and may require intervention.
Babe, dinner's ready.
Ladies.
Babe, dinner's ready.
Ever feel like your husband just isn't listening?
Dinner's ready.
Maybe he just can't hear.
Babe.
It's time to turn up the volume on life. Beltone in Mooresville and Cornelius can help with a free hearing test and expert solutions tailored for you. Call 877-HEAR-123 today. That's 877-HEAR-123. Don't wait. Call 877-432-7123 and bring back the sound of love.
Are you nearing retirement and wondering how to make your money work for you instead of worrying it won't? Find out more by listening to Live in Large Radio with Mark Henry of Alloy Wealth Management, Saturday mornings at 11 and Sundays at 5 on WSIC. Local starts here.
Friendly reminder, don't brake when you see the lake.
WSIC, local starts here.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Some good news for job seekers. U.S. job openings picked up in October to the highest level in 5 months. The number of available positions rising slightly to almost 7.7 million. Sentiment, meantime, among U.S. small businesses increased in November. That was largely due to a surge in optimism about the sales outlook, according to the National Federation of Independent Business. CVS boosting its full-year profit forecast, saying earnings will rise next year. It's a sign of hope as it navigates the tough retail environment and the government scrutinizes health care. President Trump tells Politico he might consider lowering tariffs on some U.S. goods. U.S. farmers say a $12 billion bailout won't end the industry slump they're experiencing. The growers say the Trump administration's relief is temporary. And Google says its first AI glasses with Gemini will arrive next year. It's working to create 2 different categories of artificial intelligence-powered smart glasses to compete with existing models from Meta. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Don't miss a thing. Download the WSIC News app today. WSIC. Local starts here.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
All right, welcome back to Heart Mooresville here on WSIC News. We're talking to Nicolas, owner of Stardust Cellars, a new business that is about, well, not a new business, but expanding to Mooresville, I should say, because you are already, in other locations. Now, you all, we've talked about your process, and which is amazing, by the way, of how to make this wine. But a lot of the ingredients that you're using in this kind of, old-fashioned way of doing things are sourced locally. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the main things that we're working with right now would be the grapes and our honey. For one, the grapes that we're working with have been, for a long time, we've been sourcing from the Swan Creek and the Yadkin Valley AVA. So we've been working with a lot of local vineyards for that. This whole time, though, we've been secretly plotting our own vineyard, and we actually we tested out growing vinifera, European grapes, hybrid grapes, and more recently we've been really focused on all American grapes. And honestly, we're all about it. The muscadine has done super well here, and so we're growing our own grapes biodynamically, with the sheep, as I mentioned earlier. So we have a small vineyard where we do pull, and we use it. We only have a couple products that work with our muscadine yet, but eventually it'll be big. It's a very small plot right now. Additionally, on the honey side, what we like to say is we represent the foothills of Appalachia. A lot of the bees, they fly between North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia. They're kind of in that stretch, but that's the region that we've kind of laid our hat on. I know a lot of wineries will talk about their AVA, which is, viticultural area. Well, mead doesn't have that. And so we're doing the best we can to create the terroir. And for us, the terroir is what our most, our local region. And so the foothills of Appalachia is kind of what we talk about when we talk about our region.
Absolutely. And then where can people find your product right now?
Yeah, so our product is sold by 10 different distributors, so all the way from Ohio down to Miami, Florida. So we're everywhere. We're in the Epcot Center at Disney World.
Wow.
We're sold, Savannah Bee Company, a lot of really wonderful retailers, mostly bottle shops and nice restaurants where they are looking for something really, higher end and unique. We actually do really well with Southern cuisine. A lot of our meads are really focused on Southern flavors and the kind of things that would pair really well with any kind of nice Southern food. We've created really amazing tech sheets that show food pairings. And so we actually are sold by a lot of restaurants across North Carolina. We're in 120 different bottle shops and restaurants here in the state, but we're sold in 13 different states in the eastern part of the U.S.
Wow. I was actually going to ask you if you recommended pairing options. So in culinary school, is it Oenology Club?
Yeah,
Is it the
enology.
study of wine?
Yeah.
Enology?
Enology.
Enology. I always call it. I always pronounced it differently. And we would learn what food paired specifically with wine. So that is something that they'll be able to experience when they come in and kind of learn how to put things together.
Yeah, our little bodega, we're calling it, the DIY charcuterie station, or as people in Wilkes call it, the cheese and meat platter. We're going to have little cards that are going to say what meads we recommend pairing. Nice. Charcuterie does really, really well with mead. A lot of people think of wine when they think charcuterie. Well, mead is also incredible. Cheese and wild fermented mead is just an incredible, funky combination. I couldn't recommend enough.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have multiple styles of meads. So we have dry mead, kind of off dry, and we have sweet meads. Our dry meads pair incredibly well with herbs and spices. Mediterranean food will surprise you with our dry meads. And then for our sweeter, bubbly session meads, actually Americana, just straight up burgers and salads and sandwiches.
Nice.
Oh my God, nothing could pair better than just a good brunch or lunch menu.
Nice.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to try this. Wow. Now, obviously, the foothills is really a perfect location for this, especially with sourcing local and having that access to products and the space to be able to do that. What kind of made you want to expand to Mooresville?
Yeah. Well, Mooresville is an extension of the foothills, and it's really a good focal point. The more agriculture area, we're at in Wilkes, it's an incredible place to grow crops, to produce. And I couldn't have chosen a better location. What we don't have is we don't have foot traffic. We don't have a big city nearby. And so, our existing tasting room in Wilkes, it just doesn't get a lot of travelers. We get a few people off of 115, but it's not a big highway. Some people on 421 pull over, but they're not really trying to end up there. A lot of people going to Wilkes are looking for outdoor adventure, and that's wonderful, but that's not really what we are. And so we needed a high foot traffic, a big city that's really got it together, where we could really get our name out there. And Mooresville just speaks volumes to us. It's local. It represents the foothills in a big way. It's almost like our cousin town. Our winery is actually next door to the Speedway, which is kind of funny. So we're just following the Speedway down to Mooresville.
Yeah,
And so we've got a very similar culture. There are people, and I just think there's a really big connection that could be made. And I just think we're going to really touch a nerve here in Mooresville with what people are looking for.
Absolutely. No, we are super happy. We think you made the best choice. Super excited. And we're so excited about, again, having you on Main Street, having you participate in Classic Christmas. So Classic Christmas is coming up. It's this Friday, December 12th, 4:30 to 9:30 in downtown Mooresville. We will have all of the holiday activities that you could really ask for in downtown Mooresville that day. I mean, horse and wagon rides, trackless train rides, carousel, ice skating, snow on Main Street. We can guarantee it's going to snow at 5:30 p.m.
Larry the Cloud, guaranteed.
That's right, Larry the Cloud.
Yeah.
Visits with Santa, shopping, and of course, all of our great and amazing downtown businesses, will be open and available and talking, to residents. So we're so excited to have you. What can people expect from your activation? Because I know you guys aren't open quite yet. So what are you guys going to have?
Well, what's super exciting is the town, is letting us post up in front of our future locations. So we had to kind of show off where we're going to be and get people excited about the flavors we're going to be showing off. So we're going to have, a mix of our ciders and our meads to bring with us. And so we're going to have 3 different styles of mead. One is going to be our dry ancestral mead. So it's a naturally, like a probiotic, natural mead, no sulfites, no additives whatsoever, just honey and water, nothing else. And that's going to be in bottles. It's a natural mead. It's going to be dry, bitter, very, very unique. You got to try it. It's a 700,000-year-old recipe. And then we also are going to have our mead that's going to be just straight. It's going to be a canned version that's a little bit lighter, softer, easier, very smooth. And then we're going to have a whole line of session meads. And these are going to be just bubbly, 5% light, delicious and refreshing meads. Like we've got a lemon ginger, a peach, an incredible muscadine lime mead, and we have like a chai. So just a whole bunch of different fun flavors that'll be thrown in the mix.
Nice. Well, you heard it, guys. You can try all of these wonderful options. Just stop by the Stardust Cellars location, which is on Main Street. It is, I guess,
it's almost across from the Charles Mack Citizen
Center,
for a directional point.
Across from Charles Mack. You can try all the great options that they're going to have. We're super excited for you to open. Now, what is that timeline? When are you guys planning on opening?
Ooh, great question. So we are working with contractors and designers and a whole team of people, and it's been a very long process. We broke ground just a few weeks ago, but it was about 8 months of planning and getting the red tape and figuring it all out. So we're in the home stretch now. I think we're probably about 3 weeks away, if I was to guess, with construction being done. Wow. And then it's all in the ABC's hands, where we just have to pray and just hope that, they're going to give us the permit sooner than later. But they said, ABC can be anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks, they said, once they get it in the mail. So we kind of just have to hold tight. Now, the cool thing is our team already has a game plan. So as soon as we get the paper in the hand, we're going to do a spontaneous pop-up to kind of hype it up a little bit. So the next day after we get the permit in hand, we're going to open to the public and just announce it that day. And so it's going to be kind of a fun way to interact with us. You just have to pay attention to our socials and follow us to find out. And so that day we're going to open. Anybody who's around just comes in. And then we're going to be planning a soft opening for the next week. And we're just going to kind of be open, but not really talk much about it. And then we're going to have the grand opening about 2 weeks after the soft opening. And part of the soft opening is going to be an investor round. So we're actually inviting a bunch of local folks in the area. We're going to be showing off what we can do and seeing if any last-minute investors want to join us before we kind of call it good, because that's going to be the last time we open it up to investors, because after that we're done. So it's kind of like our last chance to get in, I think, while the iron's hot. So that's going to be fun. And then the grand opening is going to be just a couple weeks after that. So it's going to be, so we have a plan. We don't have a specific date. My hope is soft opening in January, and then grand opening, my guess, February 1st is I'm putting it out there. I'm hoping February 1st. I have an incredible mead that we're making behind the scenes that's kind of a top secret, but it's going to be launched for Valentine's Day. So we're hoping to launch it at Mooresville.
Nice.
And it's going to be great. So.
Nice. Well, and while this is new to Mooresville, I mean, you have a huge following. I mean, your brand resonates with a lot of people, and quickly, because we're going to have to take a break, but what do you think that is?
I think people really love the natural aesthetic, the ancient history. But the fact is we're taking this ancient history and these ancient practices, and we're throwing this modern twist into it. So we've been calling it this ancient drink with a modern twist. So we're using the ancient principles like wild fermentation, but packaging it into a delightful, fun, 5% bubbly, enjoyable mead. So we're kind of taking the old and putting it into the new, and people appreciate that a lot. They also love the flavors. I mean, let's be real. They taste amazing. They're bubbly. They're easy. So it's just, it's fun. It's very approachable. And I think they just love the story and how much we're really putting into it.
All right. Well, I can't wait for Mooresvillians to get to try this, but you can this Friday at Classic Christmas. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back on Heart Mooresville.
You're listening to Heart Mooresville, celebrating the events, arts, and people that make our town shine. Back after this, only on WSIC. Local starts here.
What's a layer up kind of day, even though we got some sunshine back. Breezy and cold temperatures struggle to make it out of the 30s for the afternoon. Dropping back to around freezing overnight around the lake, but we do get warmer tomorrow. For Wednesday, we should bounce up into the low 50s for Wednesday and Thursday, and then we start to cool it back off as we get into the weekend. Mainly dry and calm for a while. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Embrace the magic of the season with a classic Christmas in downtown Mooresville on Friday. Live entertainment, shopping, ice skating, wagon and train rides, carolers, and more begin at 4:30 p.m. Food, beverages, and sweet treats will also be available. Visit MooresvilleEvents.com for more information on a classic Christmas in downtown. Bin 110 in Cornelius presents live music with Townley Road on Friday night and Classically Rockin' on Saturday. Click on bin110.com to see their live music lineup, their specialty cocktails and whiskeys, and the food menu. The drive-through holiday balloon glow is Saturday at the Statesville Soccer Complex. From 5 to 6 p.m., visitors will enjoy a magical evening as hot air balloons light up the night sky. Admission is non-perishable food or personal hygiene donations for Iredell Christian Ministries. Visit statesvillenc.com for more details. The Statesville Christmas Parade is Sunday at 3 p.m. The parade route is on Center Street, beginning at Bell Street and ending at Statesville High School. Parade proceeds go to the Masonic Home for Children at Oxford and the Whitestone Retirement Community. Click on parade.statesvillenc.com for more information. Speedway Christmas at Charlotte Motor Speedway is happening now and runs through January 4th. The drive-through holiday light show features more than 5 million lights circling the iconic oval, pit road, and infield road course. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets and information on Speedway Christmas. Stay up to date and find out about local events, job opportunities, real estate information, and more. Visit liveworkplaylkn.com and sign up for the weekly newsletter. That's liveworkplaylkn.com.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
You're listening to iHeart Mooresville, connecting the people, the places, and the events that make our town special. Only on WSIC. Local starts here.
Welcome back to iHeart Mooresville on WSIC News. So we have had a great conversation with Nicolas, owner of Stardust Cellars, who's coming to Mooresville. Again, thank you so much for joining us today. I have a final question I want to ask you because this has really been fascinating, learning about kind of how you got involved in this and the process, which is pretty amazing. I cannot wait to try it. But what is next? I mean, I feel like you've grown so fast over even, the small period of time. So what's next for you? Where do you want to go? Where do you see this in 5 years?
It's been crazy. We've honestly been growing in sales by 400% per year for 4 years straight. It's actually getting ridiculous. We only were in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee 1 year ago, and now we have 13 distributors, all across the eastern U.S. So this year, I'll give you an example. So this year, I'm going to Miami to do an event where I'm going to be interacting with some folks from the Caribbean to see if I can get into the Caribbean.
Wow.
I'm going to New York to try and get some big New England sales and interact with more international folks. I'm going to Hong Kong in September to try and get into China. This last year I was in Canada and Tokyo working on some leads in Tokyo to try and get my leads out that way as well. So we're talking 2 to 5 years. I'm really hoping to have 36 to 50 states kind of distribution, and I'm hoping to be in a few different countries. We're looking at potentially expanding into more tasting rooms. Looking at also building a second manufacturing facility potentially somewhere in a different region just to give us a contingency plan. You never know if a really bad hurricane comes through. It's always good to have another place to manufacture. So we're looking at places up north, potentially in Ohio, to start another hub. And so we're really growing fast. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah,
so
sounds like
I mean, yeah, we we're definitely looking at being a national brand the next 2 to 5 years,
That's
and being an
amazing.
international company by 2035.
Well, good luck with that.
Congratulations.
Seriously, and
thank you.
congrats on your
Mhm.
success. This is really exciting, and I'm so glad that downtown Mooresville gets to be a part of it.
It's a pivotal part of it, absolutely.
Yeah,
We're
definitely. Well, where can people get a hold of you, in touch with you if they want to learn more?
Yeah. So follow us on social media: Stardust Cellars, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I do YouTube videos for mead making.
Oh, awesome.
You'll find me in the field. I give a lot of presentations on how to make a mead, and I run mead making workshops. Hit me up if you want me to run a mead making workshop or give a talk. My email is stardustcellars@gmail.com. I will answer any question about mead that you might have. It's really fun. You can talk directly to the mead maker, and that's always a good way to talk to me. So yeah, please follow us on social. Shoot me an email anytime you have questions.
Awesome. Well, Nicholas, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
You're
very
welcome.
All
interesting.
right.
Pleasure to be here.
So, lots of exciting things going on in Mooresville. Of course, we talked about Classic Christmas. If you missed it, it is this Friday. It is 4:30 to 9:30, and we have adjusted times. Taking feedback into consideration from the community. Started a little bit earlier this year, ending a little bit later. 4 hours is just not enough time to do all the amazing activities that we have.
Got an extra hour this year.
Yeah, adding an extra hour and starting a little bit earlier so that, people with littles, or if you have kids with sensory issues that, maybe want to come before the crowds get, big, this is a great way to kind of get involved and get out there and still enjoy. So we hope you join us. There are about anything that you want to do for Christmas, it's there. And we've added s'more making this year.
S'moresville.
S'moresville.
Clever.
Yes.
I love it.
Like it.
Experience.
Yes. Our arts and events supervisor came up with that.
I mean,
S'moresville.
Kind of came natural.
I love it. I love it. And Whoville. I'm
Yes.
very excited about Whoville.
Yes. You'll
So-
have live characters there to get pictures and photos.
Yeah.
We're going to
A lot of
turn
great
John Franklin Moore into
performances.
Whoville.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of great
A
school
lot of local performances.
The stage, that might be one of my favorite
It is.
parts.
Because it's local. It's
Yeah.
not the national act. It's the Mooresvillians.
Yeah.
The companies and businesses here. So
And the dog
talent.
mayor.
Yeah, the dog mayor.
The
Annie-
dog mayor's
Annie.
coming.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Annie.
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 Yes.
So it's a
Yes.
girl. She's a she mayor.
Yeah.
She
Yes,
mayor
I like
dog.
it. Mhm.
So really, it's just quintessential Mooresville. It's celebrating all the things that makes Mooresville so special, and just kind of having it all in one place in our downtown. So yeah, we hope everyone will join us. If you're looking for parking or information, the event map, all of that's going to be updated on the website this week, mooresvilleevents.com, so you can kind of plan your trip, or plan your visit to the event. So we'll have a map with a list of all the activities and locations that should be up by the end of today. And there is a parking map already there, so you can plan out your parking
And
or
park and ride shuttle.
Or
Yep.
that's right.
Mhm.
Tell us about the park and ride shuttle.
Yeah, so there will be a park and ride shuttle, just like in our events this past year. The pickup location will be at 750 West Iredale in Mooresville at 1 Mooresville Center, starting at 4:15, and then they'll drop you off right behind the Wells Fargo Bank on Church Street in that parking lot, and that's the kind of the perfect drop off. You can go to Liberty, you can go to Main Street, Broad Street.
Yeah.
So
Easy.
Yeah, until 10:30 that evening. So
Easy.
yeah.
Runs continuously. You don't even have to work at it.
Yeah, there's 3 shuttles, so
Yeah.
it's continuously going all night. So don't worry about, not being able to get back. It will be continuous all night.
And we've worked with our rideshare companies
Mhm.
locally, Uber and Lyft, to make sure that we have a established drop-off spot, and we've registered the event with them so that there are Ubers and Lyfts available during those
Yes.
times. So if you don't even want to worry about it at all, you don't have to.
It's rideshare. They'll drop you off at the parking lot at the corner of Church and Iredale. So yeah, easy breezy.
Easy experience.
Mhm.
You don't have to worry about it.
Definitely.
So please join us. It's going to be such a fun time. And Stardust Cellars is going to be there giving away samples.
Yes.
So
Can't miss that.
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely going to get some to take home with me that evening.
I know. We're going to have to get some bottles,
Yeah.
right?
Celebrate after the event.
Yes. Celebrate our success after. And then I definitely want to give a shout out for our Town Stage Entertainment series. As we mentioned earlier, we kicked off with Christmas with Elvis, Stephen Freeman, who is probably one of the most requested artists that we have, which is kind of crazy. But we got some big Elvis fans in Mooresville.
Yeah.
Clearly.
He came out for pictures afterwards in the
Yeah,
lobby.
he's
and there was
very
a line around the
yeah,
corner.
he's
for
very personable. Because a lot of people are like, we want to get pictures, and I'm like, I'm not sure if he. And sure enough, he's like,
Yep.
nope, I'm here.
He's out there.
And did pictures after the show. He was very engaging with the audience.
Yeah,
I mean, I
he's a
literally
fun
saw him
time.
throwing teddy bears out when he played the teddy bear song. I
He
was
has
like,
an arm
"This is
around
amazing."
people. Like he's best
Yeah.
friends with everyone in the audience by
Yeah.
the time he leaves. He's such
Great
a
job.
performer.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited about this year's lineup because we have some great shows. January will be our next show. We do one show a month through April. So January 17th, it is 7 p.m. All of the shows in the series start at 7. They're all at the Jovi Knox Auditorium, which is inside the Charles Mack Citizen Center. So our January show is one that I have been trying to bring for a while because if you are a Carole King fan, you want to see this show. So it's called Songwriter Girl, the music of Carole King. And it is an amazing show. Christy Manna has really taken the songs and the stories of Carole King and made this into just a really great show where you're going to learn a little bit about Carole too, and get to hear her great music. And of course, she sounds amazing. So tickets are on sale for that. And then February, of course, back by popular demand, is our Murder Mystery Dinner Theater.
Yes. 2 dates. I've had 3 or 4 calls already this morning about this. So everyone get your tickets. Yes.
Yeah. I am telling you, this is not a sales strategy. They will sell out.
Yes.
This is a friend to a friend.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
These will sell out.
Yes.
We had to add an additional day because we had like 300 people on the waiting list. Each show or performance can hold about 320 people, and we had as many people as we had seats for on the waiting list. So we added a Friday and Saturday showing. I mean, maybe one day we're going to do 3 days. Who knows? But Valentine's Day weekend, it's such a great date night activity, right?
And there's no guarantee that you or your date will survive the night.
That's right.
I mean, you'll have dinner. We can guarantee that. You'll have a nice
Right.
dinner.
Right.
Other than that,
After that, you're on your own. It's a murder mystery,
It's a
y'all.
mystery.
yes.
So tickets are on sale for that at mooresvilleevents.com. And then after that, there are even 2 shows left in the series. So March and April. So March is Shelley Rufin, who presents The Sounds of Memphis. This is an awesome show because you're going to get all the best, all the greats, right? So it's all influenced by legends like Patsy Cline and Bonnie Raitt and Stevie Nicks, Marvin Gaye, Elvis, of course. It is such an amazing show. This is, again, one of our favorites. And Shelley, she sang at the Ryman, Bluebird Cafe, Nissan Stadium. I mean, she's really built the career of authenticity and emotion, and it really captures that Southern soul of these artists. And so it's one I'm excited about too.
Yeah, that's a great variety of music.
It is.
Yeah. Bonnie Raitt. That was like
Yeah.
my mom's favorite artist, I feel like. I love it. And then we're going to end with another requested show that we actually have is an Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute. So this is our
That's
first
exciting.
time. We
Yes.
have not done one yet.
We've
which
talked
is kinda
about
crazy.
it, but yeah,
Yeah.
finally doing it.
It's going to be fun. I'm excited. So get your tickets. Join us. We want you to come have fun with us in the Jovi Knox Auditorium. We always have a bar. So, there's alcohol available. We'll have to figure out how to
I'm in.
get
Yeah.
you some
Yeah,
Stardust
I'm in.
Cellars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right across the street.
Yeah,
Come on
that's
over.
right. Pre-game a little, go for a tasting and some charcuterie, and then come over for the show.
Perfect date night.
Yeah, I love it. And then, of course, you can stay tuned for our festivals coming up throughout 2026 by visiting mooresvilleevents.com and our community calendar, which you yourself, if you're hosting an event, if you have a business or organization in Mooresville and you're hosting an event, add it on the community calendar and we'll help get the word out for you because we want to be a resource for all events happening in Mooresville, not just ones that are hosted by the town of Mooresville. So thank you for listening. Again, Nicholas, thank you for joining us. It's been fun. This has been a great
Thanks
great
for
time.
having me. It's been a blast.
Yes. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next week on I Heart Mooresville.